All right. Welcome back. It is round one. We're playing against Adolf Oliver. Adolf Oliver?
That's a terrible name.
Who names their child Adolf right now? Like, ever since, I don't know, 1940, naming your child Adolf was a bad idea. Nobody does that. This is, I think certain names get ruined.
Mm-hmm.
I think certain names you can, like, I don't know, how many people, what was Mussolini's first name?
I have no idea.
But you lived in Italy.
So?
So the question is, do we keep this hand, sweetheart?
We've got 2 lands, 3 lands. We've got a cheap artifact. We've got a cheap equipment.
And this becomes a creature.
Mm-hmm. All we need is 1 plains, and then we use that.
And we'll draw
the
plains.
Keep it. There's things we can cast, and there's land.
There's land, and there's things we can cast. All right, we're going for it. It's a reckless keep. A very reckless keep. But we're on the draw, so maybe we'll get there. We drew a card we can't play. It's okay. We're going to start with a Carapace.
Yeah, it's sitting out there. It's threatening them.
Yes, it's very threatening.
It's like, the suit of armor in the hallway, because you're sure it's going to come alive and kill you.
In most movies or video games, that's true. Chandra plays a lot of video games. Chandra, what have you been playing lately in the video game world?
Dish on a red.
Dish on a red. Dishonored. Got it. I see what you did there.
It's actually how I remember it now.
Thank you, Zero Punctuation, for giving us Dish on a red. And what are you? Is this the steampunk sneaking around and choking people out game? Is that?
Yeah. I mean, if you do it successfully, otherwise you're just stabbing people.
Well, you've been known to stab people in video games before. I'm not sure what this guy's doing. He's actually not casting anything that's threatening, which is nice.
Ooh, he might be doing artifacts with plains and mountains.
He might be. Alright, so here's the cool thing. So we're going to put our land into play, which triggers our Glint Hawk Idol.
Ah.
Yes, and turns it into a bird. Yeah. And then we're going to go ahead and attack. Oh, our bird got bolted. Now, we could save our bird.
Why? We've got more birds.
No, we only have 1 other creature in our hand.
And he doesn't have any creatures out. I mean, he might put creatures out.
He's going
I don't know. Do we want to save the bird, or do we want to...
Why don't we save the bird?
Okay. I guess if there's nothing else we really have that's worth saving anyways.
Got nothing else going on right now.
So when does the hawk come back? In a turn or 2? Sun's dripping.
At the end of the turn. Hey, now we have a bird back. And it's got a color. It's going to be a bigger one.
It's a big bird.
All right, big bird, go. Using his expedition map to fetch a land.
I think this might be not an aggro deck.
Doesn't seem to be an aggro deck. Maybe it's just a bad hand. Maybe he's just got a bad hand. Well, it depends. If he brings out another red or white land,
it might be an aggro deck.
It's an aggro deck, but he's just
got a bad hand.
But he got an island. Oh, and he's got this green and black land. So he's a big 5-color deck.
A big clunky deck.
Big clunky deck. All right. Let's see if we can kill the big clunky deck before it kills us.
Mm-hmm. We got Big Bird.
We got Big Bird. We're gonna use it.
Let's see. Oh, can Big Bird also just be equipped and be bigger?
Well,
we've got another Big Bird.
But the equipment would fall off every turn.
Well, if we don't use the mana and we don't need the mana, might as well.
We got other things we can be doing, though. We can play our
Okay.
next big bird. We can play our sickle slicer. Let's see. Ooh, hey, cool. Alright, I'm going to play my sickle slicer next.
So I still don't fully understand how the sickle slicer works, but I'm about to see.
Check it out. So, it's a living weapon, which means it makes a germ and attaches to it. Check it out.
Okay.
It makes this little 0/0 guy and attaches to it. So yeah, now we've got a 2/2 creature. That can also be an equipment. But if I move the equipment, the germ will die.
So if you go to equip the sickle cell something to something else, whatever currently attached germs die?
Yep. Well, because it's a 0/0, right? So if it's not wearing an equipment, it's not anything. This thing is a 5/5 Vigilance Trample Haste. It looks like a bear whale thing.
Okay. Does it count as a non-white creature?
It does count as a non-white creature, but I can only deal 3 damage to it.
Yeah, but if you sacrifice something to do 2 damage, you can then finish it off with 3.
Oh.
So if you need to chump block, we can just finish it off with the
No, but this is
thing.
a sorcery. I can only cast it during my turn.
So we have to intentionally... Well, then we can threaten to attack, and he'll look at it and be like, wait a minute.
Sure, that's a good point.
There's some sort of trick, and then maybe he'll let the damage through.
Maybe he will.
And if he doesn't, we then kill him, or kill his critter.
Just make sure. Oh, no, it is also a white creature. So we can't target it.
Okay.
Alright, good to know.
Yeah. Whoop.
Well, we could just equip this onto there.
So now it is big enough.
Use up all of our mana. Well, it's a flying creature anyway.
So it... Do we want to keep it around for defense, or do we want to just beat him up with it? We do have 2 flying creatures. Would that mean that we win any race? I don't like racing.
Yeah, it is a concern. I'm gonna go ahead and race a little bit here.
And at least then we can change the race on a moment to a defensive position in case we need to. Oh, he can't block with that thing. Well, then he'll just keep racing. Now, how does the sickle snake thing acquire more germs?
Oh, it doesn't. Never gets another germ.
Okay, so it's always a 2/2.
Yep.
Then how is it equipment? Like, I don't understand.
The slicer itself can move. It can move onto a different creature.
Oh, give a different creature 2/2.
Yep.
Okay, so it's either jacks another creature 2/2, or it is 2/2 itself.
That's correct.
Okay, so that is another way that we can deal with whatever that thing is. But now he's got another flying 5 thing.
Flying 5/5. We really need one of our dispatch, one of our unconditional removal spells.
But he is also not a white creature. He's an artifact. So...
It's true, so we could target it.
Yeah,
But we'd have to put 2 damage on it first.
Yeah, I mean, it would take 2 cards to take it out.
It would.
Mm-hmm.
So, here's the thing. We can cast a Kite Sail, which activates both of our hawks. We can attack with our hawks and convince him to
do something about one of them.
do something about one of them.
And we still have mana available to put it down if he goes for the hawk that wouldn't kill him.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. And then we're going to have to hope whatever card we draw next is something we can cast to activate our hawks.
We can also activate our hawks for just white mana.
Oh, okay.
We can equip this thing. Oh, I think I just made a mistake. Oh, I didn't quite make a mistake yet. Okay, good. I'm good. My thought was he could just attack us next turn and kill us with the 10 damage off of here since we're at 10 life. But we can always chump block with this thing. Mm-hmm. And even though it's got trample, it'll still absorb 2 damage. Mm-hmm. Now he's wondering. He's like, what's going on here? He suspects a trick, as you said he might.
Mm-hmm. So he'll either let the damage through, or he'll call and see what the trick's going to be.
He called, and he's going to see what the trick is. Seems good. And next turn, we can kill this guy, if nothing else happens. How much does it cost to move the sickle slicer? 4! The equip cost is 4. That's expensive. I'm going to just take the 5 damage here.
How many cards? He's got 3 cards in his hand.
Nope, he's got 6 cards in his hand.
So he's got tons of options.
He does.
And a bunch of mana.
Yep. It's not going to take much to stop us.
No.
Cloud Elemental.
Like that.
Yep, that's gonna stop us. It's true, we get another draw phase.
Yeah, just gave himself some more mana.
He's using a lot of these double mans.
Artifact Creature enters the battlefield. Put
an army of golems on the battlefield.
That is certainly useful to us given the situation. So, but that's 5 mana, so that's going to use almost all of our mana. But that's a 2/3, and what's he, a 3/3?
Yep.
So if we put it out there, we can still attack with the hawk and either kill that thing or do a few more points of damage. Unless he's got something to strike the hawk down. But we still have an army out there.
We're going to have an army out there. Does he have a combat trick? Nope, he's just throwing away his... Alright, this is good. Now we have an army. Now the problem is it's a vulnerable army.
How do you mean?
Well, whenever something targets a golem, the spell gets copied for all the other golems. So all he needs to do is shoot that thing.
And all of the golems will go down.
Yep.
Okay.
Respond to all the triggers. Alright. But we do have an army of golems now, and we can actually double or triple block this Horde of Notions. Which would be good.
And it does mean if he whatever removal cards he gets, we know where he will likely be targeting them, which will keep other cards safe.
Mm-hmm. And we can kill him with our idol next turn.
He still has lots of options.
Now I'm just going to block him with everything I have.
I'm afraid he's got some sort of wipe combat trick.
It's fine.
But we need to, because otherwise he'll kill us.
Well, because it's got trample, so if I only blocked it with golems, and he manages to kill the golem, it would trample through and kill me. So I have to block it with the germ, too. Just to keep him from getting me. He'd have to have... So he has to have 2 removal spells. 1 to kill the germ.
A Deso K5.
And 1 to kill all the golems. A Deso K5? What does this mean?
Well, now what's he going to do? Or now what are you going to do?
Now what are you going to do? Okay, got it. Italian. We're multilingual now on Queerful Consideration.
I don't know if somebody Italian is listening. They might say my Italian is terrible, which is fine because I'm barely remembering it.
It's okay. They're posting in the YouTube comments. I'm not sure any of those people actually speak or write English to begin with.
I don't read comments.
I'm kidding. You people are great in the comment section. Chandra, my love, would you hand the whiskey over? I think what this video series needs is more whiskey.
He's considering the situation. He can eat up all the time he wants.
Yeah, well, he is still
continue to consider
ahead of us by a minute on the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I'm encouraging him to consider longer. He may want to reconsider even.
I see. So, while we're waiting for our opponent to think about things, how do you feel about your white, your almost entirely white artifacty deck here?
I feel like they fit in perfectly in the artificial white party.
How do you feel about this artwork, actually?
Yeah.
No,
it's skillfully rendered.
Is it skillfully rendered?
In a very impressionistic sort of way.
Oh wow, look, it's Ultron. The golem is Ultron. No, this guy, so I look at it, I'm like, okay, it
reminds me of a children's book. It totally looks like a children's book animation.
A flying eel, a leaping tiger, a fox, a giant rabbit in the background.
I have no idea what the hippo, whale,
what is the hippo, whale, elephant thing?
Sea anemone thing is.
Yeah, I don't get it. What is the shit growing out of his head? I don't understand. And why
multiple unicorn horns?
So it's a legendary creature. It's legendary. There's only one of the Horde of Notions. Even the oldest tree folk.
There can be only one.
Even the oldest tree folk was but an acorn when Lauren's first mysteries were born. I don't even know what that means, honey.
It means you haven't had enough whiskey.
This is a good point. Like, this is a suit of armor. I get it. It's a big copper suit of armor. It's an equipment. Our hawk has been wearing this giant suit of armor, which is kind of weird.
So in a rainforest, it blends in?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think I'm funny.
Oh. Here we go.
Doing a thing. Is the thing going to poop us up?
Fiery Fall. Deals 5 damage to target creature. So he is targeting the golem, and then that's going to clone the effect to kill all the other golems. So we played around it successfully.
And we know he's got a giant removal spell for any giant cards we should have. And you know what? He was probably saving that for the next time we sent the hawk over there in the copper suit.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
So now the question is, can we kill him this turn? So, if we activate the hawk and send him over, we can activate him for 1. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can equip him for 3, 4, and 2. But we only have enough to equip him for 3 and 2. So that would give him plus 2/2 and plus 1/0. It's not enough to be lethal.
What's this card?
This is a Flying Spirit, 4/4. We can use it to block this guy.
Yeah, do we have enough mana for it?
Just barely. So let's go ahead and swing for 3.
Yeah.
We're swinging over this guy's head.
Mm-hmm. Take the damage while you can. Or give the damage while you can.
Yeah. And then we will cast good old
So as long as we can survive next turn, we may be able to kill him. Or as long as we can survive his turn, we may be able to kill him next turn.
That's right. So we have to hope he doesn't have removal or any way to weaken this creature.
Or direct damage on us.
Or direct damage on us, also true. A lightning bolt would kill us right now. Well, let him consider. He spent a lot of time considering last turn.
Mm-hmm. Alright, combat trick.
Could be combat trick, could be removal, could be...
I say we block him again with everything, because we either kill him next turn or we lose the game anyways. And if he's got a combat trick, having redundancy will help us out there. Do we just freeze up?
We do seem to be kind of frozen up. Uh-oh. Definitely not the right time for this thing to crash. Seems bad. Alright, pausing. Alright, restarting, waiting, loading. So much for getting ahead on time there as our opponent deliberated. Alright, we're back to Adolf Oliver. I think we're back. We're supposed to be back.
Heyo.
What's happening? It's making noise. Alright, declare attacker step.
Alright, now we were declaring blockers and I was saying have redundancy.
Well, we don't have any redundancy to offer.
Oh, okay. So our snake thing isn't available right now?
Nah, our snake thing isn't a creature right now. So we went down to 1. Let's see where we're at. Thrumming Bird. So he's got a flying blocker here.
Maybe. Can we equip both the Hawk and the Striker and have each of them do 4 damage?
Well, we only have one creature, and that's the Hawk. We don't have anything else to put equipment on.
Alright, so we die. Yep, well done. That's very close.
Alright, so now we're going to start the sideboarding process. We saw an Expedition Map, we saw a Skyreach Manta. We could bring in the Apostle's Blessing. We could bring in the Celestial Purge. The Celestial Purge would have exiled that Horde of Notions.
And that Horde of Notions was the issue.
It was the issue.
We had to contend with that thing the entire round.
The Tarashi's Grasp would have gotten rid of the Skyreach Manta that we had to use the Sunlance on.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
I don't know. We can bring in a Purge. Why not? What are we going to get rid of for it, though?
Didn't it feel like... Let's see. We didn't really see many of our critters.
No.
Double striking critters certainly would have been useful. Our equipment was certainly useful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of questioning whether or not... Don't we have some double strikers in there that are only double strike if they have equipment?
It's true.
Why don't we get rid of one of those?
We only have one of those.
Okay, why don't we get rid of that one?
All right, you got it.
Just because we don't want to be forced to use equipment, because we also had a mana situation there.
We did have a mana situation.
We had to carefully manage.
So this is cool. We get to go ahead and keep this one because we can play a Flare Husk on turn 1.
And one more land, and we can stick out that double striking kitty cat.
We already have that land.
Meow, meow.
Artifact land.
Oh, I forgot about artifact land. Yeah, and we've got the dispatch. So that looks lovely.
We got a creature. We got 2 creatures. We got removal. We've got a way to make the flying double striker even bigger. This is good.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll kill him fast.
The faster we can be, the better.
Exactly. Oh, we got some removal.
Cool.
Get fucked. Our little 1/1 germ on the horse-looking thing. Kind of horse.
Out of the corner of my eye, when you actually look at it, it doesn't. It does look like something familiar, but I can't recall what. Oh, it looks like, so the classic, horror that was a radio broadcast, War of the Worlds.
Ah, a little tripod
Yes.
looking thing. Yeah, kind of like that, except it's got 4 legs. It actually does have four
Yeah,
legs.
but the animation is close enough that, I don't know.
I'm with you. I see what you're doing there. All right.
It's an aesthetic thing.
Our flying kitty cat.
Flying did seem to be super useful. If we hadn't had flying, we would not have gotten any damage down on that dude.
Yeah, would not have happened in that game. Our falcons are pretty good. Maka Riders is a 1/1. I think I'll kill it. So this thing has power and toughness equal to the different number of different lands that you have.
So that is only a 1/1 right now. It's going to get up to a 5/5.
It's gonna get
So taking care of it before it becomes that, since we've got lots of our removal out, certainly makes sense.
And we'll go ahead and get him for 3 damage here. I gotta say, honey, that's really disconcerting still. This is, you guys can't see this on the video because we're not on webcam, and it's a good thing we're not on webcam. Chandra, do you want to describe what you're doing right now?
I have a baby, and I'm breastfeeding said baby, which means I'm leaking milk all over the place. But specifically, if I want somebody else to be able to feed the baby, I need to intentionally leak milk into a cup to be saved, so that somebody else can bottle feed the baby my milk. How's that for TMI?
That's pretty TMI right there. Pretty solidly TMI.
So
All right.
I have a mug half full of breast milk that is slowly being increased as we sit here recording this.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the additional TMI?
That's spectacular. Well, you know, I figure it's kind of awkward right now, and there's this awkward silence and little splashing noises in the background. I figured they needed to know. They're killing our kitty cat, by the way.
That's alright.
Now, we could cast this as a 4/4, or we can wait and make it bigger as we draw more land.
4/4 is pretty decent. He's got that 5 removal, which that'll certainly give him a target for it. And it really feels like the quicker he's dead, the better.
All right, let's put it out there then.
Mm-hmm. And since we're sitting on 3 removals ourselves, see, there we go.
Look at all those minor songs. I came in like a wrecking ball. You have no idea what that song is, do you?
It's a pop song that involves naked lady on a wrecking ball.
Oh, wow. That's actually better than I thought you were going to get there.
Hold on, wait. Didn't he attack our 4/4 thing? What happened? I don't understand the wrecking ball.
That's what he used to kill our flying kitty cat.
Oh, okay. That was past tense. That's when I wasn't paying any attention.
Exactly.
Okay.
You were filling a cup full of milk. Casting our rusted relic. Really cool art, actually.
That is gorgeous. Oh, I didn't even notice the lady in front.
Yeah.
The useless armored lady in front.
A cleverly saronged lady in front.
That's right. She has a golem. What does she need actual working armor for?
Very little. If I had a giant metal golem, I would wear no armor ever. I would probably actually just wear a sarong at all times.
You do that all the time anyway.
That's true. Aether Snipe, what are you bouncing?
Return target non-land permanent. Oh, so he can bounce one of ours. Now, can we do something about that before he bounces one of ours, and is it worthwhile?
We cannot.
Okay.
It's not a black or red permanent. Now we can just exile this thing.
We have 3 or more. Yeah, we have 3 or more artifacts. Is it dangerous? And I mean, it's 4 damage, and we don't really have that. Yeah, sure, get rid of it.
Why don't we wait? Maybe we'll get rid of it next turn.
Now, what's he doing back here? Like, what?
So we have to pay a mana to activate him and turn him into a critter.
Ah, okay.
If we do activate him, he turns into a 4/4, which just trades, which isn't great.
Mm-hmm. Unless we zap a dude.
Unless we zap a dude,
after
but then
he declares.
Because we only have 1 mana.
Okay. Oh, well, I mean, next turn, say we attacked with him, and after he declares blockers, but before damage is dealt, we could zap a dude, couldn't we? Or no, because he would still be blocked. It just wouldn't.
He would still be blocked.
We have options.
We got options. We're just going to continue to play this guy out.
Yeah.
We're going to see what he does. We're much more aggressive this time. Much bigger creature. And our removal is looking really good here.
We actually have cards in our hands.
That's a positive upside from last game. What is this guy?
You make it?
No, I'm like, what is it? What is his artwork?
It's a sea worm, fish, armadillo, centipede.
Sea worm, fish, armadillo, centipede. Okay. That's a...
First strike's obnoxious.
It is, but not the end of our world.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. And I could always just exile it with my Celestial Purge, or I can just Sunlance it. Or I can just ignore it and, run over it.
Let it play out. I don't like jumping to remove critters, because I know I myself like to put out a target to soak up people's removal spells, and later put out cards I don't want removed.
Very, very wise. Now, we can attack here with these 2. He's going to block here. Block there. Or we can just go ahead and dispatch this thing right now. Try to get through with some more damage.
Yeah. I've only got so much time.
Alright. Attacking with a 5/5 and a 4/4. Let's see what he does. And if he tries anything fancy, we can always just exile it. That seems fine.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Lightning Bolt? Nameless Inversion. Aha, he's doing it after first strike happened.
Just can't do anything about it.
Nope, he already dealt his damage. Ooh, nice play. Alright, cast my 3/3. At least we got through 4 damage.
Yeah.
Now, if we had Sunlanced that ahead of time, it would have prevented that.
Now we know he hasn't.
Now we know he hasn't. Tribal Flames deals X damage, where X is the number of lands. Well, that would be 3. So, he kills our Cathodian. We're running out of time here, sweetheart.
We're just not fast enough.
We're talking about stuff like that. Okay, so the Cloud Elemental can only block flying creatures.
Can it attack on its own?
It can. I'm not worried about getting attacked, though. So this is cool. I'm going to just go ahead and kill that Blood Ogre. And then I'm going to attack him for 5 on the ground with our walking creatures, because he can't block them. Also, cool looking art.
Yeah. And since it's flying, we can't block him.
But I've got 20 life and he's got 4, so I feel alright about that. And we drew another removal, so if he does cast something in the way, we can just exile it. Not sure why you're holding back the Cloud Elemental. It can't block. Okay, activate.
He only has one card in his hand.
Alright. So now time for the next one. Now we didn't see any artifacts this time. We saw Nameless Inversion, Wrecking Ball, Tribal Flames. So we saw 3 removal spells and some pretty lackluster creatures plus an Aether Snipe. So maybe we take out the artifact removal spell that we didn't bring in the artifact removal spell. Maybe we just leave it.
Yeah. Let it be.
The Celestial Purge was useful.
Fine. Yeah.
Alright, we're doing it. We got 7 minutes. We gotta be fast.
Wow.
Well, so Dispatch doesn't do anything. We do have a giant flyer eventually. We'll draw better stuff. It'll be good. This is gonna be fine.
I mean, fast worked to our benefit, but we aren't necessarily built as a speedy deck.
Hey, look at that. We drew our Falcon. That'll be good for us. Our Hawk.
I kind of imagine it's just a gargoyle on a church.
Metal church gargoyle.
Or something skunk would craft.
That's right.
Right, there's our living ring in case there becomes an issue.
Yep. Until Dispatch gets turned on. Wasn't that a band?
Yes. I like them. They're a Boston-based group.
Oh. Fetched out one of his black-green lands. Plays it. Okay.
Hey. This is looking familiar.
This is looking familiar. Yeah. Okay. Living Weapon makes a germ, puts it on there. Turns that into a creature. We attack with a creature. Look at that.
It's actually super beneficial that just casting the spell will take care of the turning that thing into a creature. Otherwise, that would have been a turn in which we didn't do any damage.
Yep.
I like it.
I like the Glenhawk Idol too. I think it's a pretty cool card. And I think
you could make a whole deck of birds, including that one.
I think we could do a bird theme thing. Did we get to include our flying cat? It looks like it is riding a bird.
It is riding a bird.
Yeah.
Birds and cats living together.
Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria. I love you. Alright. It's getting cheesy here. It's getting late. It's 12:30, and the parents of the infant are still awake and playing Magic on the internet.
However this goes, I'm going to bed.
Great, I'm on my own.
I don't know what you're going to do.
Destroy target enchantment. Alright, he's gaining 2 life. He's gaining 3 life and destroying target enchantment.
Enchantment?
Artifact, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Destroying target artifact. So I'm going to just activate this and swing. Next turn I can cast this giant 4/4.
That is also flying.
But it's not an artifact, so.
It flies. You have a conveniently fly heavy deck.
I do have a lot of flyers in this deck.
And they're not necessarily tiny flyers. Tiny flyers.
Now, we can also just hit him for 2 this turn. And then next turn I'll be able to cast the thing and still hit him for 2. But you know what? I think
because then you can get him in there sooner rather than later.
I agree.
And you can still hit him for 2. Why didn't he become a critter?
Because this is not an artifact.
Oh, that only becomes
Whenever
the thing.
another artifact.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Skyreach Manta is a 5/5. Fortunately, I can Oblivion Ring it.
Yeah. And we already got our dude out there, so that doesn't delay our dude being out there.
It's true. Put you under the ring. One ring to rule them all. One ring to find them. Alright, let's go ahead
In the
and...
darkness, give them handicaps.
And I don't even... What does that even mean? Yes, we will definitely use the ability. And now we're starting to get somewhere here, right? We're attacking for 6. We've got another one of our slicers on board. This is good. This is good. We're getting somewhere, honey. Next turn we've got removal that's live because we have... Well, no, we only have 2 artifacts, so it's not live yet. That thing's at 3/3. Okay. Well, 3/3 on the ground, though, so it doesn't... Well, it stops our Sickle Slicer. It's alright. We can fly in for 6.
Yeah. And we currently have 20 life. So, well, taking 3 damage isn't great.
That's not the end of the world.
We've got a little cushion.
Let's see what he does here.
Mm-hmm.
Electrolyze deals 2 damage. I'm going to protect our guy here. I may exile. I do not want to exile. That would have removed him from combat if I had done it. So now doing it this way counters the Electrolyze, so he doesn't get to draw an extra card off of it, which is good news for us. So we saved our Hawk. I countered his removal spell.
Still did 4 damage.
Still did 4 damage. And now we have a Big Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's see if Big Bird can do it this time.
On the
Didn't
yellow
quite get
plains.
us. Yeah. Yellow plains. It's true. They're kind of yellowish. I like these lands that are just artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we're going to hit for 3 here.
I'm not typically big on landscapes.
Alright, what's he up to? He's got to have something here. Thrumming Bird, okay. And a Blood Ogre, okay.
And we can remove the Blood Ogre with the cards we have in hand.
We can. Do we need to? I mean, we can just fly in.
I mean, the Thrumming Bird has the opportunity to start overwhelming us, but I'm not sure what we can do about that right now, because we don't have all the artifacts for dispatch. Or do we? Yeah, we've got 3 artifacts.
No, we got 2.
What's the Oblivion Ring? Is that an enchantment?
It's an enchantment.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just chunking like a sunbird.
Oh, okay. That was just a desperate get something in there, slow this down.
He's dead next turn unless he casts a flyer or manages to remove our Hawk or our Twilight Guardian here. Okay, I take 6 damage. No.
He's got 2 cards in hand. What are they?
Big, apparently. Aether Snipe.
Which does not fly.
Does not fly, but he can bounce our Guardian. Okay.
And then we still have the Celestial Purge that we can use on the double striker.
On the first striker.
Is he first strike? Oh, first striker. Okay. It's not as terrible as I thought. I thought he was double striker.
Yeah. And we have a Celestial Purge we can use if he casts his Horde of Notions.
Yeah.
Or something else big. Hey, we got there! Alright, honey. I know, tight match.
Congratulations. That was fun.
Alright. Well, we won round 1 of this 8-4. We're moving on to round 2, and by we, I mean me, because it looks like Chandra is making her way immediately to bed. So thanks for watching. It was a long round, and we'll see you in round 2. Bye.